Hi, I'm Sean, the teen librarian here at the Palm Springs Public Library, and this is the tutorial video for the teen December craft melted bead ornaments. So in your kit, you've got a bag of beads. This is enough for 2 ornaments. You have a star-shaped cookie cutter, and you have a spool of string which you'll use to hang your ornament once it's finished. You will need to use a toaster oven, and I strongly recommend using it outside and with parental guidance. You may, if you decide to, you have a couple of options on how to hang this. You'll either use a hot glue gun and glue the string loop to the back, or get a parent to help you drill a hole and loop the string through that. So those are the optional things that you need to keep in mind as well. Also, of course, you'll need some aluminum foil when working with your toaster oven. All right, I've got everything ready. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I've given you enough beads to make up to two ornaments. I've given you only 1 mold, so if you do make more, if you do make 2, of course you'll have to do it at one at a time. But if you do make 2, you have a couple of options. One, the quicken or the organic option is just to put just the random colors that you have in there. Done. Another option is you can, if you want some kind of theme, like you want a couple of colors that you want to stick to, like red and green or blue and yellow, or a lot of clear with hints of pink and red or orange or something like that. You can dice out, divide out which ones you want to use for one mold for this, kind of thematic mold. And then more than likely, if you do a second one, you'll end up using probably pretty random colors. But either way, you can kind of map out or plan how you want to do each one. So with that in mind, I'm going to do two kind of different ones here. On this side, I'm going to do mostly clear with hints of red, yellow, and blue. And then on this side, I'm going to do just a pure organic dump of all the colors that I have, and we'll see what it looks like. So before we get started, the key thing is you're going to take the flat tray that goes in your toaster oven. I recommend that over using the wire grate. The wire grate, even with the foil on it, which of course is necessary, but even with the foil on it, it does end up with ridges on the back side. If you want to avoid that, then I recommend using the flat tray that comes with the toaster oven. So first you'll put just a single layer of foil that just makes it easier to clean up and peel right off. And I'm going to put beads in this one here, and we're going to just do 1 single layer of beads. So I would do it a little bit slow. I mean, as slow as that. Really just so you can they don't pile up on each other. And one way to avoid that is just kind of shake them around. But eventually you will have to get in there and kind of push some of these down, fill in gaps. I think these are already pretty good. I don't have a lot of gaps to fill on this one. There's like 1 gap right there. It doesn't matter if the beads are, flat, the hole up, the hole in the side, anything like that, kind of jumbling around. They'll fall into place as they melt. I would recommend just 1 layer just to make it easier to just kind of have something kind of even. So that's that one. And on this next one on the other side, I'm just going to go ahead and do just an organic grab of colors and see how it turns out. So on this one, we've got clear, pink, red, orange, green. It looks a little strange, I think, when you look at them before they melt. They look different after they melt because it kind of turns into kind of a stained glass effect. So I recommend not getting discouraged. Always check the corners of these stars. I'm going to make sure you got the corner filled in so you can get that point, those 5 points that we need. And I want to say there we go. Got 1 layer there. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to very cautiously move this to my toaster oven, which is outside, and it's set at 450 degrees. It's outside so that, because these pony beads, frankly, you don't want to breathe them in, so you want a nice ventilated area, and I strongly recommend if you can find a safe place to put your toaster oven outside, maybe have a parent help you with that. That will help kind of that will help definitely with dealing with any of the fumes that are going to come off of the pony beads, excuse me, as they melt. So let's go outside. All right, I've got my 2 molds ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the toaster oven at 450 degrees for about 10 minutes, but just keep an eye on it. It does take a little bit before they really start to melt, so don't get discouraged. Just give it some time. Once they do start melting roughly around the 10-minute time, then you can start looking at maybe pulling them after you see them kind of congeal and make a solid piece across the mold. So I'm going to pop this in for about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead. All right, these have cooled. They've cooled long enough to the point where they've actually separated from the foil already. However, if they're cool enough, but they're still kind of stuck to the foil, you want to make sure you take them off the foil first before trying to remove them from the mold. So I've got my first one here, and I'm just going to kind of go around and just gently try to separate it. It could pop right out like this one just did. And there we go. There's our first star. Isn't that neat? Kind of a stained glass effect on it. So there's that one. And let's try the next one. Yep, pops right out. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but this one probably just how simple the shape is, pops right out. And there we go. These are our 2 stars. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and attach the string. So you have 2 options for this. I'm going to show you one, which is to just hot glue it. Hot glue the string that I've provided on the back of the star. The other option is to drill a hole using a very small drill. Have a parent help you and drill a hole somewhere in the kind of middle point of one of the points. You want to be away from the edges, obviously, so you don't break it. But with the melting of the hot glue, it's just a question of how I want this to hang. So I'm going to go ahead and do this kind of blue top here as the top point, and so I'm going to go ahead and just hit this with a small bit of hot glue, kind of in the same place where I would drill a hole, just kind of in the middle. I've already made my loop, so I got to get that in there. Just kind of fold this over just to help it. Of course, you can always add more hot glue. Just depends on how much you want on the back there. Get rid of the excess, let that dry a little bit, and this thing is ready to hang on your tree or in your windowsill in the sun and bring out some really beautiful colors. All right, thanks for doing this craft. I hope you had a lot of fun, and I hope you're happy with your melted bead ornament. I'm happy with mine. We're gonna hang it in my window here in the office and watch the colors come through this beautiful stained glass looking star ornament. Thanks again.